If she wins re-election, consider New Mexico lost. Hello everybody, my name's Nick Driver and I am welcome back to another episode or another video, whatever you want to call it. Today I'm just going to talk about really quick the Governor Lujan's re-election campaign. That she today announced that she's going to be running for re-election of governor in 2022. I don't know what people are thinking I don't know what the Democrat Party's thinking to let her run again. Like, it just is insane. And New Mexico seems to be showing how much insanity it has. And like I've said multiple times, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And for 50 plus years, Democrats have basically ran New Mexico and Albuquerque and Santa Fe. And nothing's getting better. We're at the bottom of everything. So if she wins again, New Mexico, you can just count it as a blue state forever because this is just ridiculous. So I'm just going to jump into a small article here. Before we do that, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share, do all that fun stuff. Leave a comment whether you want her to run again or how you feel if she will do when she's running again. I mean, some of the competitors coming up are pretty good. I just talked to Jay Block the other day on New Mexico Rising. You guys can check that out. I mean, that we do have candidates to replace her. So let's jump into this. So Governor Lujan Grisham kicks off re-election campaign in Albuquerque. So Albuquerque Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham announced Thursday her intentions to run for re-election. She made the announcement at the Albuquerque Museum in Old Town. The governor was surrounded by supporters, including several high-ranking Democrats. Also announcing his re-election bid, Lieutenant Governor Howie Morales introduced the governor. However, it wasn't just supporters at the governor's Old Town. A group gathered to protest Lujan Grisham's campaign. I was going to be there and I would have had more footage, but today I woke up not feeling good. So I ended up not going because I wanted to see what was going on in person. The protesters are critical of the governor's handling of the pandemic. That's an understatement. They're not just critical of how she handled the pandemic. I mean, the laundry list of scandals and accusations against her. I mean, most New Mexicans don't even know about it because the news, KOAT and KOB, KRQE, the Albuquerque Journal, and everyone are not even touching them. They might bring it up for a second and then they brush it under the rug. The governor's campaign website, blah, 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 blah. So let's just talk about some of the scandals. So this one here, this is national news stuff. All right. New Mexico's governor once again in scrutiny as a spotlight. So the governor, she's known for her love of shiny objects to adorn her person. That's from when she broke her own COVID lockdowns to buy jewelry from a store when all small businesses were closed, but yet she can open one up so she can buy some jewelry. All right. That's just one thing. All right. We're just going to skip through this. An independent investigative nonprofit organization, Searchlight New Mexico, broke the news to the rest of the world that Grisham's office supported using an encrypted messaging app called Signal. If you guys haven't heard about this is a pretty big deal. The accusations being that her office could conceal communications from non-loyal staff and public should a request be made. The discovery comes after two senior staffers, the New Mexico Child, Youth, and Family Department, were canned when they voiced their concerns about the use of concealing software, Searchlight reports. So basically, two high-ranking officials in the CYFD were let go because they were voicing concerns about how they were using an app that deleted information that should not or couldn't be deleted or shouldn't be deleted. It's public records. It's stuff that needs to be not deleted in case something comes up. That's huge. And she supported it and she wanted people to use it. And that's not even including the fact that she's been doing it among herself and staffers in her group. All right. But let's review. So governor's missteps happen. After all, even robotic politicians are in fact human. But for those keeping track, Grisham's mishaps seem beyond simple poor decision-making. Remember, this is a governor who sent home the National Guard and allowed illegals to cross indiscriminately across the southern border shared with Mexico, but a few short months later, she begged that President Trump to send financial aid to help her with towns who were in crisis. She really didn't even send anybody to the border. She like refused to acknowledge the border crisis, and then she did ask for help after she could have helped our our small border towns by herself, but instead she wanted to get federal aid money and then put the blame on Trump, because that's what they do. They want to put the blame on anyone else but themselves. Oh, and remember the time Miss Grisham used taxpayer dollars to buy personal groceries? Last February, an Albuquerque news station took a gander at the governor's invoice and receipts for 6 months that totaled thousands of dollars in groceries purchased by Grisham out of her contingency fund, using taxpayer money to buy her own groceries, and expensive groceries at that. All right? And then there was the time where Albuquerque Journal reported on Grisham's hefty payouts to keep former staffer quiet about alleged harassment during staff meetings. Grisham was the accused abuser, and last year she opened a non-essential business against her own closed etiquettes to make a pretty babble purchase. That's just touching the surface. So she paid out a guy that was accusing her of crotch grabbing. She spent tons of money to her daughter for styling. She spent taxpayer money to buy groceries. She used an encrypted app. This woman is straight crazy and out of control. And that's not even including her over-the-power executive orders during this pandemic and how she totally destroyed New Mexico economy and abused her power. And she's still abusing it today. Like with the New Mexico Vax to the Max, that's the American Rescue Plan money that she is spending on bribing people to take the vaccine. I don't know how New Mexicans are this crazy. I mean, it's already proven when Melanie Stansbury won the special election that, there's plenty of insane people here in New Mexico. I'm telling you right now, if she wins again, New Mexico is basically lost, because the news will not report on her, and all the small channels and small newscasters that are talking about it are getting ignored and blown up. I mean, I was just canceled off of Twitter or suspended off of Twitter for criticizing Vax to the Max. And I'm a small channel. I barely have 100 followers on Twitter, and I barely have 35, 40 followers here. They're gonna silence the opposition, and it is happening here in New Mexico, and it's pretty crazy. I don't know what else to tell you guys. I mean, the fact that she's running for re-election is just, I mean, who didn't see it coming? But at the same time, wouldn't the Democrats want to put someone who is scandal-free in place? New Mexicans, aren't you tired of corrupt politicians, corrupt mayors, corrupt city councilors, corrupt school boards? We have an issue with corruption, and we need to stop electing these officials and start getting upset at them and holding them accountable to their standards. They want to put us on lockdown, but they're going to break their lockdowns. They want us to do things, but they're not going to do things. Rules for thee, but not for me. This is bullshit. New Mexicans, we can't allow this to continue. This is our state. This is not their state. This is our state. We elect them. So quit voting in this insanity. That's all I got for you today. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share, comment, agree, disagree, tell me what you like, tell me what you dislike about Grisham. Do all that fun stuff. Really share this video. Help me get out there since I'm suspended on Twitter. I can't really share anything right now. I will do my best to share it out there, but hopefully I can get people to share it for me because I can't use the platform. But anyways, I'm Nick Driver. I'm a New Mexican, and I really care about this state.